Greetings all, Shardvixen, and today is Sunday, July 8th. And I have to confess, I have been in a kind of a depressed slump the last week or so. Probably before that too. Usually that's how it works, but I only notice it about halfway through. Um, Depression, is a very strange thing. I have an actual plan animation that I was working on. I haven't gotten back to it yet because I'm still working on the one for Reaper, which is, I know I say this all the time, almost done. It really is almost done. I'm just doing the landing sequence now. But when I'm sick, it kind of gets pushed to the side. So this is Rambling 101, in which there is no plan. I don't plan on a topic. I just kind of go with whatever's in my brain. And lately, depression is in my brain. So I'm going to try not to make this a depression kind of thing. So some of the things, let's see, that's going through my mind. All right, first of all, politically, I am what would be considered a social democrat. I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm not a Democrat, but that would be as close as you're going to get to how I think and the way I believe. Urban social... not urban, but utopia, I get there. Utopia socialism is where my basis is at. I'm very much a humanist, which is about one and all humanity kind of thing. Now, before you all go, what? Socialism doesn't work. What? Okay, that's true. Most socialism has not worked, but socialism and social democracy is one of those things that has worked in various forms throughout. Most governments have some portion of socialism in them. That's the people. That's where we take care of the elderly, the children, families that need help, veterans, those kind of things. That's a social concept, okay? When you're a socialist who believes in more socialist than democracy, I'm not that way. I believe in kind of a well-rounded mix of capitalism, socialism, and democracy. And people are like, well, you can't have both of those. You can. There's a way to do it. There's a couple of different ideas out there. Has it been practically put in? Well, yeah, we use it in many different circumstances throughout our world. Has it been done in a global sense? No. Has it been done in a huge government sense? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, China probably comes the closest, and they're not doing so well in some aspects either. I don't think you can have a perfect government, so I like America. I like the democracy and the option of having where you vote and you choose for it. I just think it's become slightly corrupt, and that there's, like all big things, governments and stuff, there's things that slide through the crack. That's it. That's my whole thing about it. I'm not real fond of where we're going right now. I don't blame that on either the Republicans or the Democrat. I just think that it's like a spectrum. We started out over here, from the Industrial Revolution, and slowly started to become a different type of country than what we were before the Industrial Revolution. And then as we keep moving down our little thing of history here, awareness becomes that there are people who are being forgotten, people who are being shoved away, people who are not getting just rights, that being women, that being ethnic women, that being children, that being ethnic children, and that the government that was originally set up, the Empire of the United States that was originally set up, is slowly kind of trying to morph, but it's not morphing fast enough. I believe part of that problem is because we have old people for presidents. I think we should have young people in the presidency. I don't think that age necessarily gainers any type of intelligence. I think there's more experience, yes, but I don't think some of our presidents have had a whole lot of experience in life from the very bottom to the very top. The closest type of person for my political would be Bernie Sanders, who I would have voted for president if he had made it. He didn't make it because I think there are too many people, even on the Democrat liberal side, who are very, very much afraid of a concept of a socialist president. So that's just my opinion. I don't see Hillary Clinton in any way different than Trump. So I won't even jump into that whole concept. I won't. I have to agree with you. Yep. Just push them all over to that side. I want nothing to do with them. I didn't like Trump before he became president. I didn't like Hillary before she decided to run for president. My biggest beef with Hillary was the fact that, well, I have two. One, she stood by her husband when he preyed upon his interns. And two, she also has this weird concept about people, abortions and other stuff, and as a lawyer, and she's done some horrific things. So I don't think that speaks well of her as a person. So that's just me. I would have never voted for her. I wouldn't have voted for Trump either, and I didn't vote for either one of them. I always vote for a peace and freedom movement, unless it's somebody like Obama or Bernie Sanders, or I think I voted for Clinton too. Very charismatic person. He turned out not to be what we thought he would be, that's for sure. And we all make mistakes. I'm willing to admit that too. I didn't vote for him. Wouldn't have voted for him more than once, that's for sure. So that's my political stuff. Now you can all go, oh, I knew that about her. God, that's what's wrong with her. Or, yay, whatever. You know, I'm a humanist. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to judge you on your politicalness. I think that sometimes we pick things that have a basis of what we need in our lives. And I need more social stuff in my life. So I need more what I consider fairness. And having been on... I was raised in an upper middle class family, and I'm now like sitting under the poverty level. So I kind of know that whole weird feeling about money and social programs that weren't available and things that we need to help each other with. So I don't, mental health, non-existent mental health issues. So that's that whole rambling part of that. And then because I suffer from mental health and have my whole life, you know, that's the problem. Anyway, so let's go back to the way the world is coming right now. I think what we're seeing is a spectrum. In the, you know, the 60s and 70s, we all of a sudden had this huge awareness building from the 50s and the 40s from women being in the workforce more so. We started to see this whole transition of, wait a minute, there's a whole amount of people that have no say in our government, have no say in our world. And so the 60s and 70s saw this huge push for liberalism and socialism and democracy and Democrat and liberals. And, you know, let's have some more fairness. Now, before you all go, what's fair? You know, life's not fair. Fair is always misinterpreted incorrectly. Fair means in political, social things, government, fair means that we all start at the same level. Now, some of us can't start at that same level, so we need a little extra push to get us to that level. So making things fair just means that everybody gets to start at the same level. And if we don't go anywhere with that, that's our own thing. But not all of us start at that level. Anyway, so we saw this huge push, you know, with civil rights of all kinds, with people, equal rights, civil rights, you know, women's rights, ethnic rights, everything, this big push. You know, and then the 80s, there's kind of this, ooh, and then 90s too, you know, things were like bubbling because we had world problems going on at the same time. And I think what we're seeing now is this new push in a different direction, because you've got people that were growing up during that period of time who really didn't like what was going on, who are now in power. And that's kind of that issue. And when they're too old to be in power, we're going to have the next set of people who are going to be like my age, who have grown up in the 80s. I'm not really sure if that's going to be a plus either. I mean, it's an interesting thing. But, you know, if I live old enough, maybe I'll see people like my daughter in power. Maybe that'll be different. I don't know. I mean, it's now a lot of them now that are pushing back and saying we're no longer going to be quiet. We're no longer going to be soft-spoken. We're no longer going to do sit-ins. We're going to do riots. And we're going to push back as hard as you push on us. And that is kind of where civil wars start. Civil unrest and then civil wars. But it takes a long time. I mean, the fire has to bubble for a while. So I think we're all safe from that. I don't think you should worry much about it. And then So I have this dude on Facebook who is very sarcastic, I think. And he's not a very nice guy. I just think he keeps saying everybody thinks he's an asshole. Well, it's because he acts like an asshole, so it's kind of bubbles out. But I post a new picture of my hair, not my mask. It's my personal Facebook. And he wrote this comment about how, oh, so you're a dude, and he put it in quotation marks, so I wasn't sure what that meant, who calls herself Eliza, you know, for my full name, who's trying to get her hair to look like President Trump. I didn't even think about that, personally. So I wrote back, you know, and he's just saying, sorry, is an observation with some logic to it. I'm like, I don't know what you mean, dude. I really don't. So that's what I wrote back. Everybody's, you know, I said, maybe people see you as an asshole because you do things like this. And if you put sorry at the end after a statement, or even before, sorry, but I think you're ugly, you kind of know what you're saying is bad. I'm not sure what his intent was about it. We've had some debates politically, so maybe he just figures I'm being overstepping my bounds. But it was kind of weird to me, like, why point that out? I do have a face, I suppose, that some people would see as being more male. I don't really care. Doesn't really bother me. That means I could dress up like a guy and get away with it. Awesome. I have, but wore guy clothes. I mean, technically most of my shirts are men's shirts. Because for some reason Wolverine doesn't come on women's shirts. And women's shirts, like, they tuck. You know, to give you that hippie look. And I don't mean like hippie like 1970s hippie. I mean like they curve out your curves. And they're tight too. And I don't really like tight clothes because I don't like wearing a bra. And tight clothes means I might have to wear a bra because my nipples show. When my nipples show, people get upset. And I'm old. And when my nipples are down to my belly button, it peeves people off even more. So I try to be conscientious about my body that's pissing everybody else off. So I wear bigger shirts. So I don't have to wear a bra. And I don't have to worry about my nipples peeping out. But sometimes they do anyway. I mean, the older you get, your nipples tend to pop out a lot more. They're more ultrally sensitive. Warning, warning, nipple story. So, especially if you breastfed. So they become a little more prominent. And then my body goes through body regulation issues, so that also is a problem. So my nipples sometimes think they're cold when they're not cold. Anyway, yes, so, but looking like a guy, it's fine. I don't have a problem. But a lot of people got upset because he thought I looked like a guy, I guess. I think he was being insulted. I just refused to acknowledge his insultedness. I mean, if people are being insultive to you, if you don't acknowledge it, it kind of dies out. So it's kind of a problem everybody else noticed it. Because then they kind of fed into whatever it is he was trying to do. But I don't think my hair is technically Trump color, but maybe, you know. So what I said was, as a dude who's beautiful, I'm rocking the colors. Whereas Trump is not. I don't know. What do you guys think? Think I'm rocking these colors? I don't really care. I like the colors. They look pretty together. I mean, they're very fall-like colors, you know. And those colors are always so pretty together. The greens and the orange. Remember, this is rambling. Doesn't have to make any sense whatsoever. So when I thought about making topics about political things, but I'm not really political. I stand for what I think is right, but it doesn't necessarily mean it is the right. Political is about opinions. And you can find research to back any side. You can use the same research to back two different sides. I had an assignment I had to do in one of my classes early on in my college for debating. And so what they said was you pick a topic. You pick one side, and then you understand that you have to write the opposing side. Then you find one piece of paper or research out there in which will support both of them. And it's really easy. I mean, you can pick papers that were written totally against whatever you're talking about and find pieces to support because they have to look at the other side as well. I didn't do very well on that assignment because the piece of paper, the research article that I picked, the teacher did not like, which wasn't even an assignment. And I had to go and talk to my counselor, who had to then, we had to make a meeting with the teacher, and then I had to, because it was a big deal, about grades. I don't believe in grades, but you have to play the way that everybody else's plays to get what you need to get. So I believe in understanding the information. The grade isn't as big of a deal, because the grade is a representation of the amount of work that you put in to reproduce whatever it is they ask you to reproduce. And in most cases, I fail at that, because I think so out of the box sometimes. They'll give me an assignment. They won't give me enough about it. So I go off on this whole other tangent. I bring it in. It's a great tangent, but not what the teacher wanted. And then I flunk. And I do absolutely really bad on tests the first time around. Second time I take the test and I know the format, I'll ace the test, because I'll know what to study for. Because it's all about what to study for. Because it's not about knowing everything. Okay? Because you can't possibly cram everything for the short period of time they give you. What really happens is after you learn about it, you'll go off and use it, and then it becomes more of that information gets stuck in your head. It's kind of like me learning OBS. I'm struggling with OBS, guys. I'm starting to understand how the setup goes, but I'm still struggling with OBS. Now I see what I want it to look like, and getting there, the in-between parts from here to here is where I'm losing it. But that's where I always lose it, because I have a processing disorder, which someday I'll talk about. And how problematic a processing disorder can be in your life. Usually you learn how to work around it, and that's the case. I'm trying to work around it. I'll have to watch videos to help me with my OBS. I have SavJazz21, whoop, whoop, who helps me. I have the great and mighty, powerful Taco Load, Charvo and Sons Gaming. You shall check him out too, who can help me sometimes. The Geknip Gang, they have the creators chat. You can go there and ask questions. And then, of course, I have my own creators couch at Shardvixen's The Den Discord. Alright, so I really like the rambling ones because I can just flow with the changes. Today, I'm hoping to get the math done. My goal is for today, I'm trying to get back into goals. I'm trying to get back into the schedule. Even when I'm sick, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to get my schedule over here to be true, not just something hanging up as a poster. I'm going to do some artwork, craft work. I'm going to film it, hopefully, of me and Bobby Joe making furniture for my grandson's dollhouse. I made him for Christmas, and he's been asking to play but has no furniture for it. I promised him I'd make furniture, and I've got all the stuff here to do it. So it'll be just recycled goods, but I want to give him a box of stuff when he gets back made of clay and recycled goods. I'm sorry. You know how it is. I got itchy face. Itchy. It's really, my face has been really sore because fibromyalgia has been really high. Shoulder's been really bad. But I hit a really low depressed state yesterday and the day before where people were asking me how I felt. I was crying. That's how I know I'm not feeling well. Thank you, Rum and Apples, for chatting with me for a little bit. And the thing about depression is, guys, I know you want to help me and you want me to feel better, but really I just have to move through it. I want to talk about it. If you want to chat with me, chat is fine, but I know when we like people, we want to help them. And sometimes you can't help them. You can just be there. So being there is the best thing. I'm here for you, and that's always good. So that when that person knocks on your door, you're not just saying that to be nice. Because I have people who tell me that to be nice. I'm here for you. And then when I show up, they're like, So, okay. So that's what's been on my mind for a week. Well, for a month. Because we go from rambling 101 for a month. The other thing was, really quick, was that whole border control and children stuff. Okay, that's two topics. One is children in internment camps, and people trying to get across the border. I believe in open borders. You want to have a chat about it, send me a, go to my Discord. We'll chit chat about it. Send me a message. I got no problem. I wrote a paper on it. You got children being put into camps has been going on a whole lot longer than just Trump's administration. So you have to do the research. You have to do the research and understand that both parties sometimes aren't really being honest with you. Okay, that's it. Got a little long. Rambling does that. Have a really great day. I will catch you all on the flip side. I hope none of the things I've said have made you decide, God, I hate her. She's so stupid. I don't want to listen to her. But if that's the case, it's fine. I understand. And we're all good.